live from the Cake Studios. This is Good Morning Kansas.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for GMK Sunday. Certainly a lot of eyes on the roads for the weekend. And Blake, I mean, the roads, I'm hoping we have some good news in terms of those. And of course, with the forecast for today, right?
Yeah, they're still a little bit dicey in places, but we're getting a few accident reports here and there. But overall, the roads are in fairly decent shape. But of course, take care because we're still seeing a few slick spots out there. Catching a break from the freezing rain in Wichita right now. A little bit of drizzle on the northeast side, and that will continue to move out of here. We're watching another batch, though, down toward Medicine Lodge, and that's going to slide our way here in the next hour or two. By that time, I'm hoping the temperatures will be a little bit above freezing, so hopefully it'll just be plain rainfall. Not seeing too many travel troubles out there, but earlier this morning in Claflin, up in Ellsworth County, we did get a report of a semi that overturned, and you can see the freezing rain returning to Saline County, back over toward Ellsworth County. Southwest Kansas, Dodge City, back over toward Ashland, still getting a few reports of problems, especially near Ashland earlier this morning, but now that's starting to lift off to the northeast. You'll still be in for some freezing rainfall in southwest Kansas, though, later on this morning because I think temperatures remain at or below freezing. Across northwest Kansas, starting to see a mix return. You'll see snowfall tonight. Here's a live look using our Central Care Cancer Center KCAM in northwest Wichita here at 13th and West. We do have that cloudy sky, a little bit of drizzle out there. We're right at freezing with winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. We are above freezing over in El Dorado, above freezing as well in Winfield. So we're headed in the right direction for central and eastern Kansas. Western Kansas, 20s, lower 30s right now. I think you'll stay there for the late morning. So we're going to continue with that chance for freezing rain, especially across western Kansas later on this morning. The freezing rain potential wraps up for Wichita by about noon. 34 degrees then, 35 at 3, 37 degrees at 5 o'clock. Temperatures creep up a little bit more overnight tonight. We will see more rainfall. We're expecting some snowfall for a few of us. We'll detail what to expect tonight and through the upcoming week in just a few minutes. Annette?
All right, thanks, Blake. The big story this morning, of course, those ice storm concerns in parts of the U.S. and, of course, Cakeland. Now, this is a look at trouble down in Enid, Oklahoma. Officers were working at several different scenes of accidents and cleaning up the debris, as shown here from early this morning. Now, we have team coverage in all parts of Cakeland. Leading us off this morning, we have anchor Deb Ferris. She was at an accident on 135. And, Deb, we'd like to hear more. I mean, was that all weather-related?
Annette, we just talked to troopers and they tell me, yes, this was weather related. We had to leave the scene of that accident because the troopers were about ready to clear the highway and reopen it. But I want to show you something real quick. Take a look at this cable. You can see how much ice has built up here. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. Just my guess. I'm not very good at measuring, but I can tell you that's about what it is. We're along the highway. This is K96 behind me. Right now it's pretty clear, but the accident that was on 135, there was a spot of slush, and the troopers tell me a truck hit that slush going too fast, slammed into the retaining wall, and he was injured, taken to the hospital. Minor injuries, but he went to get checked out. So troopers tell me they have extra patrol out on the roads. They're asking everyone to slow down because these roads right now are wet, but there are some areas on the overpasses and bridges that are slick. So if you don't slow down, you will lose control and crash just like that guy did just over here a few minutes ago. But he says really we've been pretty lucky this morning because they haven't had a lot of accidents. Now the trees and power lines are covered with this ice, so that may cause some problems later on today. But as Blake's mentioning, it's going to warm up and that should help things out. And right now we don't have any precipitation, so that's a good thing. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Live in Northeast Wichita, Deb Ferris, Cake News.
All right. Thank you so much, Deb, for keeping track of things for us. Keep in mind that the emergency accident reporting plan is in effect in Wichita. Drivers in a non-injury crash should move their vehicles over to the side of the road and then exchange that information. You need to report that crash, though, within 24 hours. And if there is an injury, like in this case, or if you suspect a person is under the influence, go ahead and call 911. We have details on where to get those accident forms on cake.com and also up on our Facebook fan page. Now, certainly, we want to get to all parts of Cakeland this morning. We know up in Hutchinson, a lot of concerns up there as well. Cake's Monica Castro, she's been tracking things for us in Reno County. Monica, are there any issues for drivers out there this morning?
Well, right now we're experiencing a little bit of drizzle going on. Take a look at this. I mean, you can see that there's a little bit of ice formation, on grass, on bushes and trees. But let's pan over to the road over here. As you can see, it's looking a little bit slick, but there's not too much ice on the roads as of yet. But if you are going to be on the roads driving later today, just be mindful, drive slow. Now, we did talk to the city of Hutchinson, their street department. They told me that they have about 7 of its salt spreaders. They'll be working throughout the city, and they've actually been working overnight, retreating the roads for that ice formation as it happens. But they're also looking for something else, and here's what they had to say.
We've also got crews actively watching to see if any power lines start to fall, limbs start to get heavy. We're keeping ahead of that so that before they start to fall, we can be ready and try to get them off the streets, keep the streets open.
They also told me that if they do see, down power lines or even limbs that are hanging a little bit low, they will close off roads just to keep people safe on the road. But as of now, everything's looking okay except for that rain. No one likes the rain. But we'll have some more information as this weather changes. But for now, we're reporting live. Monica Castro, KAKE News.
All right, thank you so much, Monica. We continue our team coverage. Freezing rain, definitely a big concern overnight in southwest Kansas. They could face even more freezing rain, even some snow by Monday morning. KAKE's Greg Miller, he's live in Dodge City this morning to catch us up with the latest. What can you tell us, Greg?
Yeah, well, that rain is here, Annette. I mean, as you can see, it's just been pouring down, and really it picked up in intensity as late as around 11 o'clock last night. Take a look. Let's just nail down all the vital information for you first. Streets, good. They have been pre-treated for days. Crews have been doing everything they can to get those taken care of, and so far it has worked. Look a little bit further up, though. You see some ice starting to accumulate on the power lines. Some of those trees off in the distance, you can see the heavy weight of the ice is causing those branches to fall down just a bit, but so far, no power outages here in Dodge City. Another example of just how bad this ice is, look at some of these plants here. They are just covered in thick ice. The thing you're going to have to worry about with sliding, though, take a look. It's completely iced over. This little concrete bank here was not treated last night. People shouldn't be walking on these anyway, so that's why they didn't worry about putting salt down there. Those are going to be your slick spots, that and sidewalks that haven't been treated. Look, a lot of people have been coming through Dodge City over the past 24 hours, past 48 hours, and a lot of them decided it was simply a good idea to stay put after they saw the forecast. Ice storms tend to strike fear in the minds of Kansas residents. So when Imelda Dominguez's family saw the forecast, many of them from out of town, they didn't want to miss her baby shower.
It's my first baby shower, so I'm happy.
But they didn't want to drive home either.
A lot of the out-of-town people weren't able to make it, obviously, because they said the roads were going to be bad.
So they all changed their plans so they could be together.
We had everything bought, we had everything already set for it.
Throughout Dodge City, many take the weather in good spirits.
We went out and bought food and made sure we stocked up for everything just in case everything got shut down.
A lot of them have seen worse, but are still cautious.
Yeah, it's just part of winter.
Hunkering down and making the most of it.
I'm happy. I'm just thankful.
And one mom-to-be with an interesting story for her baby boy, soon to arrive. And that's really been the story of this storm, at least here in Dodge City. Nobody really that upset over it. They can't control the weather. They can just prepare. And so far, those preparations have gone off perfectly. We're live in Dodge City this morning. Greg Miller, KAKE News.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. I just got some new information from the Kansas Highway Patrol. Up in the Kansas City area, they're reporting that 2 KHP troopers have been struck in an accident on I-635. It appears they have not suffered any significant injuries, but we'll keep you posted on any developments right there. We have your full forecast coming up next. Stay with us.
Now, your KAKE First Alert forecast with meteorologist Blake Smith.
So we're seeing a few slick spots. We're seeing a few downed trees and some sagging power lines. But good news later on this morning, at least for Wichita, temperatures go above freezing. So by noon, thinking 34 degrees, 37 at 5 o'clock, and 38 at 6. That's good news because we'll continue with the chance for rain, but it won't be freezing rain. We're headed in the right direction. I think another round of heavy rainfall comes through later on this afternoon and for tonight. But we're catching a break right now in Wichita. That'll be the trend for at least the next half hour to hour. But notice the batch over toward Kingman and Medicine Lodge, it's moving our way. We have had some reports of 0.2 inches of ice in and around Wichita, so we might add to that a little bit before those temperatures go above freezing. Salina back over toward Ellsworth and Great Bend, seeing some icing conditions as well. Across southwest Kansas, Dodge City over toward Ashland, we're seeing some freezing rain in the area, and we've seen pictures coming out of Liberal of some downed trees, so definitely some ice across southwest Kansas. We've caught a big break across northwest Kansas for much of the evening and the overnight, but now we're starting to see some freezing rain come on through Colby as well as for Goodland. You'll see snowfall later on tonight. Our weather bug network is showing a cloudy sky, some drizzle out there here in Wichita. It's still below freezing here at the station at 13th and West. Our dew point 31 degrees, so we're still seeing some moisture out there. 28 degrees in Mound Ridge, now down to 27. Phillipsburg at 29, and Sublette as well as for Ulysses, you're at 31 degrees. Our ice forecast is pretty much spot on. We've gotten a report of half-inch ice accumulations over toward Dodge City. We might add to that a little bit later on this morning, so still some travel troubles possible for southwest Kansas. Right around 0.2 inches so far for Wichita, extending off to the north, and lesser amounts for northwest Kansas. But again, you'll see some snowfall later on tonight. After about 10, 11 o'clock, I think temperatures rise for Wichita. 34 degrees at noon, maybe 36 degrees down toward Winfield. Right around freezing in Dodge City. This might be a little bit overdone. You might see temperatures at or below freezing across the southwest. That's why we're going to keep that chance for freezing rain in your forecast for the next few hours. As we head toward 5 o'clock this afternoon, temperatures continue to hold steady or rise above freezing. But notice the snowfall is starting to develop across northwest Kansas. Overnight tonight, we could see a couple of inches of snowfall. Lesser amounts for southwest Kansas, Garden City, Dodge City. That will be out of here tomorrow afternoon, and then we're all dry by tomorrow night. Snowfall forecast across northwest Kansas, 2 to 5 inches for St. Francis, Goodland, as well as for Colby, 1 to 2 inches in and around Scott City, and probably an inch or less for Dodge as well as for Garden City. But if that's on top of some ice, that might cause additional travel troubles on Monday morning. 38 this afternoon for Wichita, 40 in Winfield, right around freezing, maybe a little bit less than that out west. Lows there tonight, below freezing, snowfall on the way. Otherwise, temperatures creep up overnight for the central part of the state. We're calling for 40 by the time you head out the door in the morning in Wichita, and 42 in Ark City. Over the next couple of days, look at this warming trend. It's going to be awesome. We're talking temperatures in the middle 40s by Monday and Tuesday, the 60s by Thursday and Friday, drying out as well. North central Kansas, Salina, Hayes, Great Bend, and Russell. 34 today. Good chance for more mix or freezing rain for the next couple of hours. It's gone. Just plain rain tonight. 44 tomorrow and back to near 60 by Thursday. Across southwest Kansas, light snowfall tonight and tomorrow. It's out of here on Tuesday. Look at all that sunshine for the upcoming week. And across northwest Kansas, 2 to 5 inches possible for Goodland as well as for Colby. That is gone tomorrow afternoon, near 52 degrees on Thursday. So we're turning the corner slowly but surely. This is day what? 1, 2, 3, something like that.
Yeah.
Of this? Yeah, it's been a while, but I think we're headed in the right direction.
It's okay. We'll be okay.
Yes.
We'll be right back with a look at
yeah.
we'll be right back with a look at our road conditions across the state. Stay with us. Welcome back. The weather certainly has been tricky for some drivers this morning. Meteorologist Frank Weil joining us now for a look at how the roads are treating us. Hey, Frank.
Yeah, if you do have to drive, you want to check out, especially if you're traveling very far. Liberal, look at this. We've got ice on the cameras there, and these are KDOT cameras for the most part. This one here, you can't read the sign there, that highway warning sign. This is US 54 northeast to Liberal. You can see ice on the plants there. Road is shiny. Haven't seen many cars there. Garden City also looking slick, and here's our view there from KUPK in Garden City as well. I-135, that may be one of the problem areas in and around Wichita until we get up above freezing. That elevated roadway has tendency to freeze first, and you can kind of get an idea of what things are doing outside. We've got this. It's our new experimental Cake Snow Cam. You can see the ice on the ground there, and we've actually got a time lapse for you. You can watch that freezing rain form on the board early this morning. Sun comes up, you can still see it, and eventually you should see that melt away as well. Right here on Cake.com, you can see the snow cam. We got a link to the weather app, road conditions, interactive radar, and Cakeland Weather Now. We're up to 325 closings and delays. Get all of that at Cake.com. We got more coming up.
All right, and for that final look at the forecast.
Yeah, still some slick roadways out there. Watch out for the next few hours in Wichita. But I think by this afternoon, things really start to improve. We're catching a break from the freezing rain in Wichita, but over toward Medicine Lodge, another round moving on through, and that's going to slide over toward the metro here in the next hour or so across north central, northwest Kansas. A little bit of a mix right now. That will continue to move out of here as well. But I think we'll see another round through the afternoon. Temperatures by then in Wichita should be above freezing, so I think we'll just be talking some plain rain. It's freezing right now in Wichita. We're at 32 degrees, 34 in El Dorado, and 30 at this hour in Colby. Highs this afternoon eventually make it up to 38 in Wichita, 40 in Winfield. We stay at or below freezing, though, across western Kansas, where snow is possible tonight, 2 to 5 inches in Goodland.
My goodness. We'll be tracking everything with our team, our crews out there. But before we head off, a really neat story to share with you, something lighthearted, a little fun, right? So for the new year, a lot of libraries kind of give people a little break. They say, okay, return that book. We won't charge you a big fee. Well, that's what's happening in San Francisco. They're doing this out there, and they got a little bit of surprise with one overdue book. I don't know. This would definitely take me back. So this book checked out 80 years ago.
It was really overdue.
Just really overdue. Phoebe Marsh Dickinson, she had checked that book out. Her grandkids found it, her great-grandkids rather. They brought it back to the library in hopes that maybe other people can have the same enjoyment, and maybe grandma or great-grandma's name won't be so badly taken down by the overdue book. I don't know.
It was probably so overdue that the library forgot it had been checked out.
But now they have this great story, and I bet you there might be a lot of people wanting to go and get this book. So kind of interesting to see. We're going to track everything for you in regards to the weather on Cake News at 5:30 and 10 o'clock tonight. We hope you guys will tune in then.
Yeah, thanks for making us your choice for news on Sunday morning. We appreciate it. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next weekend.
Bye-bye.
For breaking news and your most accurate local forecast, Cake News is on air, online, and on your mobile. Cake News on your side.